it's Tammy. Welcome to my crazy channel. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Come join me on my crazy cancer journey. You never know quite what to expect. Do we really have to? Well, that's kind of rude.
Hey guys, it's Tammy. Welcome to my crazy channel. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about losing your hair with chemotherapy. I want to give you some tips, some of my experiences with it, and just talk to you about it because I think with all the research that I've done and all the reading that I've done about chemotherapy and side effects and stuff like that, it almost seems to me like losing your hair, especially for women, and also for men too. It's not just women, but I think it's more acceptable for a man to be bald than women's in society's eyes. Losing your hair seems to be the #1 complaint or fear that people have about chemotherapy. And so I thought I would talk a little bit about my own personal experience with it and maybe give you some tips that I have found has worked or hasn't worked for me. So again, I was first diagnosed with cancer of the blood in 2014, and I was diagnosed with terminal endometrial cancer on November 9th of 2017. When I first got diagnosed with cancer of the blood, I did chemotherapy, but not, the traditional IV drip type of chemotherapy that most people think of. I actually started off doing a chemotherapy called interferon or Intron A. And basically what it is a form of biochemical chemotherapy. Basically what it does is you inject yourself with this injection, and it basically alters your immune system to attack the cancer cells. Because the type of blood cancer that I have, my immune system is cancerous. My white T cells are cancerous. So that type of chemotherapy, it's very rare to lose your hair. But what does happen is you often get what's called thinning of the hair, and that's what happened to me. So my hair started to really thin on the top of my hair. So what I ended up having to do was to cut my hair very, very short, almost like a buzz cut. And I had to keep it that way. Otherwise, if I had any length to my hair, you could really see the balding or the thinning on the top of my head, and I didn't like it. So that's kind of why I kept my hair really short for a long time. When I started the oral chemo, one of the side effects is not losing your hair. So I didn't really have to worry about that with that. When I started the chemotherapy that I'm on now, one of the chemotherapy medicines that I'm given is called Taxol. And 100% of patients lose their hair. And so I have had now 2 rounds of chemotherapy. I get chemotherapy every 21 days, so every 3 weeks. And I've had round 2. And this week I started to lose my hair. Now, I took some chemo classes with my mom to learn about IV chemotherapy. And one of the things that they suggested in the class was if your type of chemo, if one of the side effects is that you're going to lose your hair, to consider shaving your hair before you start your first rounds of chemotherapy. Now, with the Taxol chemotherapy, one of the side effects when you lose your hair is pain in the scalp. So the less hair you have, the less pain you'll have. And so I decided that I would shave my head the night before I started chemotherapy, which I did. So basically, after about 3 weeks, my hair started to grow back a little bit. and I had maybe like half an inch of hair on my head. And this week it started to fall out, and I started to get little bald patches all over my head. So my friend Darla came today and reshaved my hair. So I'm wearing my cap because I found that when I got my head completely shaved and it's completely bald, I find that my head gets cold very easily. So I like to wear my little chemo cap. And that's the thing. Before you shave your head, before you start chemo, if your chemo is the type that you're going to lose your hair, I really highly suggest buying at least 1 or 2 chemo caps. And they sell them online. They sell them often in the gift stores, in the cancer hospitals or centers. Really invest in a couple of nice chemo caps, because with the chemo caps, they're made with materials that are not going to irritate your scalp. I had bought a couple of woolen winter hats because I live in Canada where it gets cold, very cold. And I found that the materials itched my head. So I kind of am using this chemo cap. It's very soft and it doesn't irritate my scalp. The other thing too is if you shave your head, remember to moisturize it. I wasn't moisturizing it, and when Darla came to shave my hair again, she noticed that my scalp was really dry. So tonight, after I got it shaved, my niece put some really nice coconut cream on my head, and it feels so much better. So remember to moisturize your head. We don't think of it because we usually wash our hair and condition it, and we don't usually moisturize our scalp. But when you don't have any hair there, you need to moisturize it because it will get dried out. The other thing too is before you shave your hair, check with your doctor and see what the probability of you losing your hair is going to be. I would hate to see you shave your head and find out that hair loss is not one of the side effects of the particular chemo medication that you're taking. So check with your doctor. The other thing too is, I thought my hair would fall out at one time, and it wasn't. It was falling out gradually. And I think that bothered me the most was that if it's going to come out, just come out. But you can't expect that your hair may fall out gradually. It could fall out in huge, large clumps. And it may be like me where it's here and there, and you're going to get patches of baldness all over your head, like I did. So I have decided not to wear wigs. I do have a wig that my friend Darla gave me, and I will wear it on special occasions, but I find that the wig is too hot for me. My head gets really hot and itchy, and it's very uncomfortable. So I basically, at home, only when I'm cold do I put my cap on. I usually just walk around with a bald head. But when I go out, I do like to cover my head either with a scarf or a nice, pretty chemo cap. So learn to watch some YouTube videos on how to tie scarves. There's some really nice and cool ideas on headwear for cancer patients. And the other tip that I have for you is to always remind yourself that you're beautiful despite losing your hair. Your hair didn't make you beautiful. Your personality, your character, that's what makes you beautiful. And, do little things for yourself. Like I went and got myself little earrings that I can wear to make myself feel, a little bit more beautiful, a little bit more feminine. And so, do little things like that for yourself. Get your nails done. Do those kind of things for yourself. Things that you can do to help yourself feel a little bit better. And, your hair will grow back. And when it does grow back, I've heard that some people, they had hair that was straight before and it comes back curly. Maybe they were blonde and it comes back dark, or vice versa. Or it could come back the same. But just know that your hair will come back, and it's kind of like a Kinder Egg surprise. You don't really know what's inside. And so you got to think of it that way. You got to look at the positive. And it's a surprise at what's going to come back on your head. And you just have to embrace it, accept it, and go with it. So, hey guys, it's Tammy. I am back home after doing some shopping. We went today to Giant Tiger, and I'm going to play a clip right now of the jeans that I got. So I'm at Giant Tiger trying on some new jeans. They're on sale for $10. They are stinking cute. And I wasn't sure what pant size I am. So I grabbed a 14 and a 12. And the 12 fits me, I think, really nicely. I'm going to have to get a belt. But yeah, this is really, really cute. Ooh, I'm happy. Okay. Awesome, awesome sauce, guys. I'm absolutely super excited. I really, really like them. And I didn't know what pant size I would be. Because when I was 286 pounds last year, I was like a size 20, 22. And I had no clue what pant size I would be. So I had grabbed a size 14 and a size 12, and the 14 was way too big. The 12 was a little bit big, like in the waist area, but because my bottoms of my legs swell so badly, I don't think I would have gotten a size 10 to work. I think it would have fit really nicely from the knees up. But from the knees down, I think it would have been way too snug for me. It would have been really uncomfortable. So I decided to go with the 12. And even though they're supposed to be super skinny jeans, I decided to go with a size 12, and I'll wear a belt. And I kind of like them a little bit looser. Anyway, my mom always says I wear my clothes way too big. And I also got a really nice pair of gray kind of, they're not really sweatpants, but they have that sweatpant material inside. They're really warm. And I got those in a size medium, and they fit me perfectly. So, and I also got a leopard or a animal print top, and I got a faux leather bomber jacket. So I'm really excited. And I think I paid, oh, and a scarf. And I think for everything I paid like $40. So I love Giant Tiger because everything's so cheap, and I can get some like really nice looking clothes really inexpensively. So yeah, it's one of my favorite stores. The other thing that I got from Amazon, one of the other gifts I got for Christmas was the virtual reality glasses, but I couldn't pair the remote that came with it with my iPhone. So I bought a new remote for $14 off Amazon, and this is it. And it pairs to my phone, but I have to figure out how to use it. So I'm really excited to try watching a movie in virtual reality and some of the YouTube videos. So I'm really, really excited about that. So we'll try it out. And once I figure out how to use this silly remote. Actually, it's a nice remote. I'll put the link to the remote that I got in the description box below. I don't have like an affiliate account or anything like that, but just if you're interested in the remote, you can go check it out on Amazon.ca. I'm pretty sure they'll have it on Amazon.com too. What else? I'm just kind of looking around. I got some cooking books to use for collage paper. And no, I don't usually like to use magazines and books and stuff for collage paper, but I do have a product, and it's a professional product called UV stabilizer. So as long as I use that UV stabilizer and I coat it in the polymer medium, it will be fine. It will not fade. It just takes a little bit of preparation. And once I get all of the paper cut up and ready to go, I'll show you what it kind of looks like. I think that's all for today, and I will post another video shortly, and I hope everyone's enjoying themselves. So if you liked this video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, guys, what is it? Happy living.